Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PSN review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Trash Panic, which if you've never played it before, I suppose it's the PlayStation's version of Tetris, because it's not Tetris, but it's got the same addictive quality. I'll have to show you basically. At the start you've got the main mode and you can play through the stages. There's 5 stages overall. You can choose which stage to start from as long as you've beaten the stage. So basically, if you beat stage 4, you'll get to play from stage 4 if you want. But until you've beaten stage 4, you're starting from stage 1 or 3 or whatever. There's then a versus mode which I'll show off and a mission mode. Options is very basic. Stats you can view those if you want to. So for now, I'm just going to go onto the main dish course because there's different courses than that and I'll show them off and explain them and stuff. But just going to go on to basically the very first thing that you're going to be doing on the game. At least, it's the very first thing that I did on the game. But basically though, the whole point is you get a trash can and you get a load of trash constantly thrown at you. And the whole point is you've got to basically, well, get through all the trash because it's a predetermined amount of trash, and every now and, well, not every now and then, you get bosses, and you also get these, can't remember what they're called, but one's actually coming up, the Motonai, and I'll explain the Motonai first, to be fair, because it's on the screen. The Motonai, you've got to protect it. If you place it carefully where those little creatures, the black and white creatures, can pick it up, nothing will happen. If you misregard it and kick the crap out of it and break it, then loads of bad things will happen. So I'm going to do my best now to break it before he picks it up, but he's picked it up. Granted though, you do actually get another one very soon, and there it is, so I'll at least be able to show you bad things happening there. But the Motonai, you've got to protect them, and the rest of the trash you can just treat it however you want. You can basically kick the crap out of it, and the whole point is a boss comes along at the end of the level, you've got to destroy the boss because it's something like, it can be like a piggy safe bank, or I can't remember the others, to be fair now, I've got total mind block, but basically it's a piece of trash that you have to kick the crap out of and break. And then finally you get a little bit more trash after that, and if you manage to fill the can without overflowing, then that's it, you win. Because you can be a little overflowing, and to be fair you can even have some items fall out the can, but when they fall out the can, then if you can see on the top left corner of the screen you've got 3 green lights. That's basically your lives of how many things can fall out the can. So if 3 things fall out, that's it, game over. But anyway, this is basically a boss. As I said, the piggy bank there, you've got a time limit to destroy it, destroyed it in time, and that's it basically. I now have to finish filling the trash can up and like the amount of trash that comes out. If I don't do so, then I'll fail. To be fair, I might as well, seeing as the trash can is almost full, try my best to get something to fall out just to show you. At least every now and then it's the type of thing that annoys you like that, where things are falling out and I'm not getting penalised for them. But the bouncy ball there, that falls out, fine. I think a bouncy ball falling out is a lot less hazardous than a teapot falling out, you know? So it's a bit odd how the game works, but I think it's one of those things that if it's partially smashed, then it kinda doesn't count. But either way, the fallout system can be your best friend or your worst friend, because it's one of those things where you'll be begging that it doesn't count, but of course it will count and you'll fail and bam. But, while 5 stages doesn't seem like a lot, as I did say, you've got a versus mode and a mission mode. This is basically the versus mode, and it can be quite fun. And in case you're wondering where all that water's coming from, I should probably explain some of the, well, I suppose hazards on the game and stuff like that. You can get fire, which is pretty cool, and the fire actually works well, and it works to your advantage. The water, therefore, doesn't work, and it screws you over, because obviously with fire, then it's going to put the fire, like having the water there, it's going to put the fire out. And it's one of those things though that if you get enough fire, then it can actually evaporate the water, which is cool. So if you build a big enough, like, well, thing of wood and old paper and all that, and then set it on fire, then it can help you out. You can also, not on the versus mode here unfortunately, but you can put the trash can lid on, and the lid basically helps for when, for example, slamming the bouncy balls in. If you quickly slam the can on, then it's not going to bounce out. The other things you can do, as you might notice, the screen going berserk, basically shaking the 6 axes can cause things to rummage around, and basically when there's fire there, it can cause the fire to spread, or if there's a loads of large heavy items on top of fragile items that are already partially cracked, it can smash the smaller items and therefore obviously give you more room in the trash can, more to play with. But anyway, onto I've explained pretty much everything there is about the game other than the challenge mode, so let's go on to that now. Well, this is basically the first challenge that you can get your hands on. It's ring the bell, and the whole point is you have to slam things into the bell to ring it, and you've got to ring it 108 times. There's other challenges like boss rush mode, where obviously you're getting a bunch of bosses. There's ones like beating a level but with a tiny trash can like what you saw on the multiplayer mode, so not this massive trash can here. and the challenges are good enough to keep the game going for a little bit, basically, because it's not exactly the most expensive game on the PSN, and for that it's not the largest, but what you do get is really good, and it is also a really fun and addictive game, because as I see it, this is what I mean by it's kind of got that Tetris vibe to it. You can't stop playing it, and it's so hard and infuriating, you'll keep going back for more and more and more. I ended up putting it on, and after the first 5 minutes of playing it, thinking, I hate this game because I don't know what the hell's going on, I'll persist with it, but so far I'm thinking I'll never play it again. About 4 hours later, I'd finally managed to pry myself off when I realised it was 2 in the morning. But it's just one of them, you need to give it a bit of a chance, and if you do, then I think you're going to really like it, because it is a fantastic game, it's really unique and everything about it. Obviously, as you can see here, I've pretty much failed on the challenge mode, so I might as well just continue talking about it. And to be fair, the only thing really left to mention is graphics and music. Graphics looks really well, music, it sounds really well as well. I think the music on it's really good. So I'm just going to shut up for a bit while I feel miserably, really.
Mayhem dropping drama, much mayhem dropping drama. Catch up till now, you assume I'm sorry.
Well, that was a little bit of the music, and as I promised, that was me failing miserably. So, not really anything left to say though, other than that if you like puzzle games and unique games, it's well worth taking a look, especially because it's so cheap. Other than that though, if you don't like them, stay away really. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.